Hello, everyone. I am Katelyn Nellies, as you all have previously met me before, and this is my good friend. Why don't you introduce yourself?
Hi everyone that will be seeing this. I'm Riley Shelton.
All right, so we're just going to jump on into this. So, out of the three categories for this event, we're focusing on why I hate, love, or am confused about voting. And which of those do you fit in?
I think I'm mostly stuck and confused, but with a slight love-hatred towards it, if that makes any sense. I feel like I kind of encompass all of them, very heavily handed mostly on confused, however.
Did you want to explain the thought process behind why you're confused?
I'm confused because, I understand the main gist of it, but voting is something that everybody always tends to keep so secret. So when you go to actually do it, it's kind of just like, uh, uh, what am I doing? And I haven't had the opportunity to really vote yet because when I was 18, there weren't any elections happening at the time except for like voting for like the mayor of Tawnytown. And I was like, I don't care. So I didn't vote for that. And it was like something that like the voting for it literally came up like within the next 2 months, and I was like, I have no idea what I'm doing, and so I haven't had the chance. But every time I go to think about it, I'm like, I have no idea what I'm doing.
Do you think that you feel unprepared? Because I know a lot of young people have said that they feel unprepared, especially when they first jump into voting. Do you agree with that?
I definitely agree with that. Like, I feel like I have no idea what I would be getting myself into. I know you have to bring like a valid form of ID, but at the same time, I don't even think that's required anymore in the state. And there's just a whole bunch of like regulations that go into it and stipulations, and it just it's a lot for my brain to try and like process what I need to do in order to vote. And then like if I try to talk to my parents about it, they're just like, oh, it's kind of something that like it's personal, so we don't really know how to share with you about it. And I'm just like, that's so helpful, with full sarcasm behind that, because it's just like I don't know what to do. They don't teach you it in school. And so it's just like, what am I supposed to do?
Yeah. I want to expand on this a little bit more in regards to, conducting research and everything about the different candidates, whether it's on the larger scale with presidential elections or the more local scales. Um, I know this is more so your first, especially big election. Do you
Absolutely.
feel prepared for that? I know, you're not really prepared about the voting itself, but in regards to like knowing what to do for research or where to go to find information, how do you feel about that?
I don't know enough really about like going into research because I'm registered independent, and when you're registered independent, it's a lot harder to go about the whole voting process no matter what. And like when like election stuff came out for like statewide recently, where I think they had to be sent in like they have to get it sent in like now at the latest basically. And I only had an opportunity to vote for Board of Education, but when you look it up, there's not a lot of information on each candidate. Like you have to do some deep diving into like their life in order to figure out much about them. And like presidential wise, it's a lot easier because they have to state their positions on like so much, and it's easier to find information on it, but it's hard to find the absolute truth on it because some places will like be like, oh, they feel this, and this. But like then you go to a different website and it's like, but they also kind of don't agree with what that other website said. So it's just hard to like get into the research process of it when like certain places like certain websites conflict other websites, and that's also confusing.
Yeah, I definitely can resonate with a lot of the things that you just said, especially with trying to research about the school board people. I remember for the primaries, I was trying to do all the research I possibly could find, but it's so hard to find the information that I need. And it's also like I don't know a lot about the Board of Education in and of itself. So then I had to, research that. And it's just like
Yeah.
an ongoing thing. Like I could write a whole research paper on the things that I'm finding about like the Board of Education in and of itself.
Yeah.
Um,
My mom's a teacher, so she was like trying to help me as much as she could, but she's like, I don't even know that much because even as a teacher, we don't see much come down from the Board of Education unless it's like what hours we'll be running operations as and like the information that they're getting right now with everything going on with the coronavirus. And like she's like, that's like the only thing we ever get from them and we get our budget from them. But other than that, it's kind of just like I know nothing
yeah,
about them also,
yeah,
which is great. Because if you're not a teacher and you don't know a lot, then there's some disconnect happening.